morning, folks. Today I'm doing a float trip on a small river. One of my favorite things to do, catching the river smallmouth and small water with two of my favorite people. Here's one, Mr. Jody Queen.
Hey guys.
And the other is, we got Hans Newts over there, hiding behind his, just wave, Hans. I do. I got you. Hans has something interesting on the back of his RVR.
Yeah. Well,
a custom.
It was custom just for speed, and it turned into a project.
I'm gonna hop up there.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a one-of-a-kind motor mount. What is that?
We make kayaks, and so I like woodworking too, so you know.
Yeah. So you got a teak motor mount.
Yeah.
Fancy, Hans.
You know, I like wood.
Right.
So. And so I went to the shop, and my dad has a nice shop, and I was like, hey, I need to make a mount because I got to get on the water, and he's like, I got some teak in the back. I was like, okay.
Cool. So the production ones are in though, right?
They're in. They're not teak though.
Yeah.
They're marine board, which is actually probably a little lighter, a little stronger.
Right. But no one's got what you got.
That's a nice accent for the boat.
Nice.
So
let's go catch some fish.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the video I did the other day, I put in here and went up, and it was sort of a way to scout, hey, is this a good access? I know that downstream from here we can take out, but we got about, I think it was 12 and a half miles roughly, and it's, what time is it? It's 20 minutes till 10. It's gonna be somewhat of a challenge to get it all done in a day. We're gonna have to find some power fishing, you know, fast presentations to make the most of our time out here. I had to get my big camera down, the Sony, and I just chucked the smaller scented jerk shad down, and that was not a power fishing presentation, but that's the first fish on dead stick and soft plastic on the bottom. I can't afford to do it today though. I can't pick apart this stuff slowly. It just isn't gonna work with how many river miles we have. And unfortunately I just snagged on that. The number of river miles that we had to cover today, you know, it's where we had access. So there's gonna be parts of today that we're just gonna blow through really fast. And those are gonna be the shallow, swift areas, and the places that we're gonna spend more time at are the longer, deeper pools, specifically the heads and tails, because we're coming out of winter into spring. And you know, the winter pools, when they're ready to bust out of them, they go to the heads and tails of them. I'm gonna try this fast presentation of the Berkeley Money Badger crankbait. This is a smaller one. I think this might be the 6. The one I was using up on the Susquehanna, that I got them in like 40, 42, 43 degree water, was the next size up, 6.5. I think this is the 6. Let me read it real quick and I'll tell you. Oh, it's a 5. This is the 5. So I think I have the 6.25. Anyways, but this is the size 5. We'll see how this crankbait does here. You know, it's good for targeting the deeper parts of the pools. I'm more excited about fishing it in the tail end of the pools where it's still deep. So this is nice looking water if it was a little bit later into spring. I'm not saying they're not going to be here, but I have to find highest percentage areas. And this is all relatively shallow. There's no access to deep water here. And that deep, still water, especially on the outside bend that has a creek coming in the corner, man, that has been it. So this may be the beginning of a long, deeper pool. I don't know yet, but I'm slowing down. I did make a cast into that furthest up eddy on my right, big foam eddy. I don't know, does that, you know, looking downstream, does that get deep and slow? If it does, this is connected to it. Picking up where I left off the other day with this same bait. I can get it there. Yep, that works. On the scented jerk shad. Beautiful. So skipped it up to the wood, kind of skidded it along, let it flutter right on the current seam, and he jammed it. So we'll do well, that felt good. It's not a fast presentation, but it was an effective one in this deeper, longer pool. And it was a pretty aggressive hit. But it was not in the least bit a moving presentation. Hopefully, between Jody and Hans, they're working on some moving presentations. All right, let's take a look at where I caught that fish. Looks like Jody's coming up on it pretty quick, but I want to show you here we're at the end of the pool, or at least where it's picking up in speed. You can tell by the foam here. Watch that foam. See how it's moving? Right above us, where Jody's at. Yeah, he's cast to the log jam right above where I caught it. He's coming right in on where that fish was caught. So it's the last little bit of deep, still water before the current speed picks up. He's on it. That's where that fish was caught. He's doing a shaky head, I believe. It's probably a good move. So just like I moved quickly through the shallow swift water portion, the mid portion of this pool where it's deep and slow, I'm moving through. I think they can winter here, but I'm more excited about getting to the tail of it and fishing ahead of it. So right now I'm making tracks to get right down here, this corner pocket, this ledge out in the front. But I didn't fish the center portion of this deep, long pool. I just left it. So this is the very end of a long pool. It is shallow here. I like fishing the scented jerk shad in the skiing, nose up, moving straight across the surface in shallow water. I think in shallow water they're easy to spot when they come running up at it. And that's all I'm doing is I got my eyeball on it. I'm moving it only as fast as it needs to stay on the surface. Yep, it's working here at the end. He's swatted at it right on the surface. He's mad, and he's nice size. Not a giant, but it's a good fish. That's cool. That's a moving presentation. I like it. Not a giant, but a good fish. That's exciting. That's moving presentation. Top water, as it were. That's a good start. Yes, that's what I want. But it's at the end of the pool. Heads and tails of pools. Alright. turn the wrong way to capture this, but another one right at the last little bit of the last little bit of push water. There it is. Another one. About the same size. Alright, I got Hans here with me. Jody's caught up. And I got the scented jerk shad down there. It's the deep water as it comes up right before that rapid that you see down there. And most times I'm just slowly pulling up to keep tension on it. I'm moving it as slow as I can while still moving it. What it does is it gets it up in the water column and it just slowly starts coming upstream. It doesn't lay completely on bottom. If you do lay it on the bottom, they're still going to eat it, but I like to give it some life, the tiniest bit of life. Not dead yet. That is the phrase. Alright, Hans just put his over this way. I've been getting them right before that drop off, right in there. There's a secondary ledge that's like somewhere in there. I can barely see it. They're on the back side of that, but as the water speeds up right before that drop off, all the way across the whole thing. Okay. Loaded up on this push water.
I want to try this.
That was a good jump. Oh, that's a rare get off. I don't think I kept pressure on him the whole time. Hey, biggest one yet. Alright, got Jody fishing the pearl 7-inch scented jerk shad. He actually had a fish come up on it right away, but I'm trying to talk him through that, and Hans starts hooting and hollering. What you got, man? Oh, isn't he pretty?
Really nice. Absolutely.
So what'd you get him on?
I smashed a jerkbait, hard jerkbait. Just a suspending shad color.
Very cool.
Came out right from, actually in front of a bunch of wood that was down over there.
Alright,
So,
cool.
absolutely. Oh, she wants to go.
Yeah, let her go.
Nice looking fish.
Alright, so
Yeah.
this wood here, outside bend, a little bit deeper, hard jerk bait, came out and ate it. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Cool.
That was it. That was
So I'm in the middle of the pool and I decided I'm gonna make tracks because it's not the head or the tail, but this beautiful fish proved me wrong. That's okay. The moving bait of, it's a diesel minnow. It's a big white diesel minnow. Got their attention. Got his attention. I think he's the longest one so far today. See you guys. All right, so I always talk about having a fast and a slow presentation. The slow presentation so far has been this. I move it slow, you know, through the middle of the water column. I'm catching fish with it, but I just got the first fish on a quicker moving bait. This very similar profile, diesel minnow. Got the trout eye jig head, or maybe that's a redfish eye, I forget. It's got the eye, just like the other. Very similar overall presentations, but the one on the top, the scented jerk shad, is slow. One on the bottom, diesel minnow, is moving. And if they're gonna eat moving baits, you should be throwing moving baits, especially when you have 12 miles to get through, and I think we've done like 3. But this was the speed. This is, you know, sped up from what I had been doing, which was, well, I'm not even gonna do it because it's gonna hang up. But, you know, it was the same thing. I'm looking down there, there's one that just ate it right in front of me. Jody, there's a big fish right here. I just had a 20 come up and eat the diesel minnow right in front of me. So this is interesting that we're in these, this isn't like super, there's a lot of current here, and this is, I think these are the early arrivals to like spawning habitat.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah. That was a big fish. Now I'm gonna slow down again after I talked about speeding up, because that fish I saw was 20 plus. Like I leaned on him.
Yeah.
Briefly. Changing what I think these fish are doing seasonally. You know, I was into those, you know, the last couple times I've been out here, they've been in those longer, deep pools. And I think they've already moved into their hey, we're gonna spawn soon type places. This is not a long, unbroken pool. This has a lot of current breaks, a lot of ledges that kind of seal off at the beginning and end. It's not a long run. I just dropped through that little set of rapids there. This is a deep spot in between two big ledgy shoals, and he hit right on the part of the current seam where it slows down. So they're in the deeper part in between ledgy areas, and this will be spawning habitat soon. All right, so I just came through there. Ledge is going across. Jody's set up on one there. He's casting down into this deep hole where I just caught this one, and look, it ends right there. So a very short section of unbroken water, but this is deep. He was in here. Long unbroken pools, absolutely where they winter. It's where they summer too, but summertime they wouldn't get caught in here. These bigger fish don't like to have not enough hunting range, but they're not hunting so much right now as they're looking to be in the right places to spawn. And each of these ledges has a current break, whether it's, you know, on the shoreline there or the root balls over there. You know, there are places where their eggs won't wash out. They're not spawning now, but they've moved to the places that they will. I'm glad I recognize it. I'm glad I threw that faster bait just to strain water and figured out this shift. They've made their move. Cool. So Jody, what's next on your tournament schedule?
I'm leaving in the morning for Santee Cooper.
Okay.
I've been hearing that bass are kind of on the nest down there. They're just getting ready to move up or just moving up. So
Yeah.
there'll be some big fish caught down there.
Use the same kind of baits you did on Candlewood when we filmed?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just Mac Fatty Z with a shaky head. I said, yeah, they like those Mac Fatty Z's down there, but they like those creature baits too, like a biffle bug or, you know, a palmetto bug or something like that on a swing head jig around those cypress trees.
Yeah.
Man,
I love the
thing about
palmetto
cypress
bugs.
trees, when they're on the cypress trees, they reload.
Yeah.
So you can go through and catch one and then just do a circuit.
Come back half an hour later and there's a different one.
Yeah.
Nice. There's my motor trying to go in reverse. That was smooth.
That was smooth.
Jody, I couldn't get the camera out quick enough, but I just watched you catch what, like a 15 or 16 incher on the spinnerbait?
Yep.
Are you getting them on it, or?
Yeah, they're hitting it now.
Nice.
I think it just had to warm up a little bit.
Yeah, they are in a more chasing mood as the sun comes up and things warm up.
Yeah, they're moving around.
Tell me what you look for. Keep casting, but tell me what you look for in a spinnerbait for fishing the river.
Usually I really don't throw a whole lot of willow leaves in the river. I'll usually throw something that's got a little more vibration. This has got an Indiana blade on it.
Yeah.
And you know, if the river's muddy, I throw on a big Colorado blade and make it fun.
Yeah.
But mostly just a good head that's.
Let me see what you got. Just swing it over here.
So this head here it's got a point on it, but it's got a wide body on it. So when you bump a tree or a rock or something, it bumps over it really well without actually turning.
Oh, that
sideways.
it almost looks like the gills.
Yeah.
It's a triangular head. I bet that stands up pretty good.
It does.
It's a Z-Man one.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I like the head, O'Shaughnessy, and you got the hook keeper in there.
Yep.
If you wanted to put plastic on there.
Right. Yep. You can put a piece of plastic on it, and it'll keep it. Yeah, they're great spinnerbaits.
Nice.
Oh, you got me wrapped on rock. There you go. He's not a very big one.
It's whatever, man. He's chasing.
Yeah, there was another one with him.
Was there?
About the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes that spinnerbait bite can be good in the river.
Nice.
Little shag color. Let him go. He'll get bigger.
This is what I like, though. You have fast moving water, and then it slows down to, like, look at all that pollen and stuff just sitting over there.
I know.
It's deep water.
Yeah.
With fast water right upstream.
Yep.
That's where I've been getting them on the pearl diesel minnow with the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all
I
that.
think it's a trout eye. No, trout eye is a smaller head.
Yeah.
Redfish
That's a
eye.
Texas eye. Or Texas.
Texas eye. I don't know. They're all kind of Z-Man eyes.
Yeah.
Jig heads. The redfish eye is a good one though.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit bigger.
Big old bold eye.
Yeah. And then they got the striper eye, which are huge. So this is an example of I'm between two ledges and two shoals, riffles, whatever you're calling them, and it's shallow. I don't want it. They will not spawn. There's no spawning habitat when I can touch the bottom with the paddle. So I'm going to keep moving till it's got that really dark, deep green color, and I cannot see the bottom. I may be coming up here on the outside bend, but until I see it, I gotta keep moving. So I got some root balls here. I'm gonna try skipping the diesel minnow. That looks pretty good. Go. Reach jump. Oh, it's a largemouth. Huh. Okay. This large is like this as well. Interesting. What'd you get her on?
Was that, I don't even know. What,
The diesel minnow I gave you?
the diesel minnow. It was the large diesel minnow.
Nice. Chunky. So who are you teasing with those pics, man?
I'm sending them to Tyler.
Yeah,
And I know Tyler's showing them to Justin.
right?
So,
Very cool. Let her go.
yeah, here we go.
There she goes, healthy.
Yep, those are some nice, healthy smallmouth.
I had one hit earlier that I know was over 20 inches on that bait. Like I watched it come up and eat. So definitely look beyond the white. You can track the white with your eyes and look for that dark shade, dark,
Shadow.
follower
Yep.
coming up behind it. It'll be fun that way because you see him eat.
Yeah, I actually saw that one.
Did you?
She was, yeah.
Cool. So if they're just following and they're not committing, if you pause it, speed it up, or swing your rod tip from left to right or right to left to change direction just slightly, those are strike triggers
Okay.
with that slow moving swim bait.
A little,
Just change.
Kind of like an injured bait fish or something.
You know, you're just
changing it up.
yeah, you're just changing up speed or direction, faster, slower, left or right.
All right.
Cool. So there's so much water that we could fish. You really gotta push through things that aren't just perfect. I can see bottom here. I'm gonna keep moving. I want to go where the foam is settled and I cannot see bottom, and I got some current breaking feature like a ledge immediately upstream. I'm not seeing it here. This guy came out of deep water because he came up black, and it's amazing. He's already changed to green. He jumped. Guess I'm going through with you. So, in the progression of aggression, we've dialed all the way down, and these fish are not chasing that much anymore. So I'm gonna dead stick the smaller scented jerk shad. Even locking onto a spot and dead sticking the 5-inch scented jerk shad isn't doing it. You know, I feel like we had actively moving fish early in the day when we had the rain and we had whatever lower pressure system still on us, you know, the first part of the day, and it got windy, clouds all but disappeared, and you know, the bite disappeared with it. So we still got, I think, about 3 miles to go. So I may go back to moving bait just because we gotta keep moving before it gets dark. But yeah, it's tough. Like when when the bite slacks off, you should ratchet down your progression of aggression, and I've done that, and it's it's still not quite getting it done. It just feels like I'm in the right spot. God, nagging down sucks. All right, let's move on. All right, at least got a dink bite with the underspin. I'm about to go through this rapid. All right, ease up, dink. This right here is as much action as I've had about 90 minutes. kind of bounced a minute. I was like, ooh, did I get one? Yeah, you got something. All right, we're in the final stretch. Had a pretty good day. We had a good moving bait. Really?
Yeah, good bite.
But it's died.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It died horribly.